Hey guys, so recently Sleek have put out a new highlighting palette, this one here. It was called the Love Shook palette, but they have put out 7 highlighter palettes, which is a part of their highlight palette line, and they're all reflective aside from this one. So there's going to be like a lot of reflection. You can see my fingerprints and all of that good stuff, and that's just what happens when you have reflective mirror palettes. They just get dirty real quick. But I kind of just wanted to compare all of them, swatch all of them, and let you know what I think or who I think each palette is catered toward, because every single palette is not catered toward everybody. Even though I do own all of them, I own all of them simply because I like to review them, I do collect them, and I just like to have them in my collection. It just is what it is. So yes. Right, so we're going to start with the first one here, which is says here at the top, Love Shook. So it's like a pale rose gold palette. I'm not too sure if you'll be able to see that it's pale rose gold because it's so close to my ring light. This is what it looks like on the inside. It does have a mirror as well that you can see, and it also has a little brush. I haven't opened the brush, but yeah, it's there. So I'm gonna swatch all of these. I have recently done a video on this palette, so I will link that down below. Now, as you can see from these swatches, they're very, very versatile. There's a very, very deep one, medium tones, and there's a very light one. This I feel like is good for somebody who is a makeup artist, simply because this is going to cater to a wide variety of skin tones. So you got a highlighter for someone who has light skin, these two will be for somebody who has like a medium skin. This one will be great for somebody who has a deeper skin tone. But for the regular consumer, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it as such, simply because you're not going to get use out of all 4 unless you're one of those people who does substitute highlighters for eyeshadow. Because let's say, for example, if you are very, very fair like I am, you know that I can't use this as a highlight, but I could use this on my eyelid. So if you are one of those people who actually utilizes their highlight as a eyeshadow or whatever, then you might get use out of it. But I reckon that this will be good for somebody who is a makeup artist, because at least they'll be able to use all 4, because they'll most likely be working on multiple skin tones. So I think it would be good in that sense. Now, this one was brought out for Valentine's Day, hence why it's so pink and so red, kind of centric. So that's why it looks the way that it does, because these are not regular kind of everyday highlight shades. Maybe the bottom one is, but the rest of them kind of aren't, but they're still beautiful nonetheless. Then we have the Copper Plate highlighting palette. So it's a very coppery mirrored finish palette. Again, you have this little brush here. I never use these, and these are what the highlights themselves look like. Okay, so here are the shades for the Copper Plate. Now, I feel like this is more directed toward people with a deeper complexion, even though there are a couple of shades which would suit people with a medium complexion. I even feel like these shades are just way too deep for even my skin tone. Like, this is the lightest one. It's still a little bit on the not suiting me kind of side, so I tend not to use this one as much. But I love that they made a palette which is directed toward people with a deeper complexion, and I feel like all 4 would suit somebody with a deeper complexion without making them look ashy, and that's what we need. I feel like there should be palettes which are directed toward people who are very, very fair and people who are very, very deep. And I feel like this is definitely something that you should pick up if you have a deep complexion and you are looking for an affordable highlighter palette. One thing that I have forgotten to mention is that these palettes are about £10, like just under £10. So like you can't go amiss with these because they are really bright. Like, look at how they reflect. They're so nice, and they're only £10. Like, I absolutely love this. Then we've got the Solstice palette. this is what it looks like. This is the first one that I ever got from them, and I think it was because I saw Jaclyn Hill like raving about it, saying that it was such a good palette. Okay, so here are the shades. This is great for someone who has a really fair complexion, and you can see the top one there is the most blinding. That is a cream highlight. I have started to like cream highlights, especially when I'm trying to make my highlighter like blinding. When you put down a cream highlight first, like a light layer of a cream highlight, and then go in with a powder highlight on the top, oh my gosh, it just looks so blinding. But anyway, yeah, I feel like these are really icy toned. Like this is actually a pink, this is a pink, this is a yellow, and this is more of a peach kind of shade, and they are all just super blinding. And even when I put them on my skin, they are bright, but they can look a bit ashy on me. So I feel like if you have more of a white complexion, this will suit you, but for me it's just a little bit too much on the light side, even though it is bright. So I kind of do wish that I could wear it, but it's just not suitable for me. Then we have Cleopatra's Kiss. Now this is more up my street. This is a little bit more for medium skin tones. So if you have my skin tone and probably a little bit deeper, this will suit you. I still have to be kind of careful with what I'm doing with this, because I feel like I can only really use this shade. This one tends to be a little bit too deep for me, but if I dip it in, like if I use both of them together, it kind of balances it out and makes it okay. Okay, so two at the top are cream highlighters and the two at the bottom are powder highlighters, and you can see that these are just super beautiful on my skin tone. They just like suit me down to a T. Now obviously I would have to be blending those out, but generally these are just what would suit my skin tone. So if you have my skin tone and a little bit deeper, this will definitely be ideal for you. Oh, I absolutely love this gold. I do prefer pink highlighters over gold, but the days that I do want to go gold, I always draw for this highlighter. And then we have the Precious Metals. This is really cute. This one has 3 cream highlighters and 1 powder. Okay, so the bottom swatch here is basically my skin tone. Like you can only see like a slight shimmer, but the 3 cream highlighters at the top are gorgeous. And if you layered this one on top of like that one there, it would just be bright and beaming. It would be so beautiful. This I kind of feel is for somebody who is, well, I feel like this is more catered toward somebody who is really light, because you've got this stark white cream shade, but you would need to have another like another really light powder highlight to go on top of it, if that's what you like to do. But I feel like this palette is for light to medium skin tones. So yes, these two would suit me, and this one literally blends into my skin. If I use it on top of that, it'll be banging. So I feel like it's for very light to medium skin tones, but I do prefer the Cleopatra's Kiss one simply because there's more powders in it rather than creams. And then we have Midas Touch. This one is a limited edition palette, same as the Love Shook. This one has all different kinds of colorful highlighters. Okay, so here's the Midas Touch highlighter swatches. This green here is beautiful. Just need a green powder to go on top of it. That would be lovely. I absolutely adore this blue. I adore this blue, and I do actually use it when I'm doing like looks on TikTok. Let's say if I'm doing a blue look, I will definitely use that. This white I tend not to use, but this will be good to go over the cream highlight which was in the previous palette. And then this icy pink, oh my gosh, I love it. If I had like a very pale pink blush, just putting that above that, oh my goodness, I absolutely adore it. So I do really like this palette. It is limited edition, but you can probably find it on eBay because I know that they don't sell it on their website anymore. But I absolutely adore this. I can't deny it. And then lastly, we have the Distortion Dreams palette. I don't know why they decided to make this one like square, the rest of them are oblong. As you can see, this one has 5 shades in it, not just 4. Okay, so here are the swatches for the Distorted Dreams. Now this one is a pink one, but this one kind of got a little bit messed up because it's right next to a powder highlight that I use a lot. This blue would be great underneath the blue from the previous palette. This is another green. We need a powder green. We've seen 2 cream greens. Absolutely adore this pink, and I've hit pan on this gold. So you can see this is a very well loved palette. Look, I've hit pan on that one. I'm probably about to hit pan on this one. Hard panned it a little bit as well. What I don't appreciate is the fact that they keep on putting creams and powders together. The creams get messed up because the powders are next to it and it's just kicking up so much dust. Oh my gosh. But this is beautiful for somebody who likes to use color and just wants to create blinding colorful highlighter looks. It's gorgeous. So those are all of the sleek highlighter palettes so far. They're probably going to be bringing out some other ones later on this year or in the future at some point. As I said, the Love Shook and Midas Touch, I think this one was called. Those 2 are limited edition. This one is available now. That one you can probably find online somewhere, just not on the Sleek website. Which one do you feel it would be suitable for your skin? Which one do you feel suits my skin better? Have you already got these? Have you not? Are you interested in them? Are you not? Let me know. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.